Hey guys, today I'm filming my monthly makeup ranking for December. I only tried out 8 new products this month, so this is going to be a bit of a shorter ranking hopefully, and there was nothing here that I really disliked. Just some things that I thought were good and other things that I thought were great. So unfortunately coming in at number 8 would be this new BK, well, new to me, BK Beauty lipstick in the shade Grace. I think that the color is really pretty. And this is a very nice formula, very heavy luxe packaging. It has a magnetic closure. This is a nice, like, fully opaque creamy lipstick, but it doesn't feel heavy on the lips like the MAC cream sheens do. So I'm, talking very positively so far. Why is this ranking low? Well, the only real reason for that is that it wore off pretty quickly when I was just talking in a video. And when it did, I had that white ring on the inside of my lips, which is awful to get from a bullet lipstick, and I've only worn it once, so I don't know if it was like because of a lip balm that I had on earlier or any foundation left over on my lips. I don't know if there was any other factors that were contributing besides just the lipstick on its own, so it needs to be tested further. I don't regret buying it or anything. I think it's a great color, it's a nice formula, but just something I want to keep an eye on. And next at number 7 is the Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil in Rose Crush. This is a really deep shade and it is stunning. This would look so good on medium skin tones, but I really feel like a color like this can be really pretty on fair skin, and it is a pretty shade, but I did put this over a set face, so I should probably try not setting my face. But I tried to go in with a light hand, and when I put it on my first cheek, it sort of like stuck and I had a hard time blending it, and then there was less product on my brush, and then I just went in on my other cheek and that side looked perfect. So maybe I need to like work it on the back of my hand first, just with this color. I do have another shade and I think it works just fine, so I think it's that, but it's still like a pretty shade. Happy that I got it. I just had a little bit of application error, but I think that was user error. I have heard from some people that they feel like this doesn't stay on their skin. I don't really have that issue, but I do powder, but it is a pretty creamy dewy product, so I like the both of those, but I don't quite love them. These next two are sort of tied, but I have here at number 6 the Half Magic eyeshadow. So this is supposed to be compostable packaging, which I don't love. I mean, good for the environment, but I wish they could have come up with a little bit of something else because nobody's keeping it in this. One of my other ones, I broke it trying to open it, so I need to put it in another palette. They do make another palette, but I don't know. So first off, one of the things I don't love is that this has sort of come lifted from the pan. That's how it came in the mail from Ulta, and this is a very like mushable shadow, so I can just sort of mush it back in on the sides. This is Wet Pebble, if I didn't say. It's a very beautiful color, and this does give a really nice metallic shine on the lids. It does give you that creamy Super Shock sort of feel. It doesn't apply the best with a brush, but I try to get a layer with a brush for precision, and then I'll go back in with my finger for intensity. Very pretty. I do have a couple other shades, and I think I would like it more if it was in different packaging, even though I get that's part of their thing. But this is a very nice single shadow. It's also kind of teeny. And then at number 5, we have the Live Tinted Hue Lip Cream in the shade Ambitious. And it has this tiny pointed applicator, which I think works great with a liquid lipstick. I feel like I am able to get precision to line and then fill my lips in. And this is a really pretty like warm rosy peachy shade, and I did find this to be very comfortable. It is more of like a lip mousse. It doesn't set down all the way, but I feel like I was able to rub my lips together and the product didn't patch or ball up or pill or anything weird, and it was actually so comfortable that I forgot that I was wearing this, and I started kissing my kids, and I did get a little bit of transfer like around the edges on the inside and on the outside. But this is a really great product. It wore off very gracefully because this is a color similar to my skin tone. I don't think I need to buy any more, but I just really wanted to try this, and It did go on sale Black Friday, Cyber Monday, so if you're looking for a liquid lipstick, I would recommend this. At number 4, I have the new Juvia's Place Volumizing Gloss Sticks. They have so many colors. I do have a few more on my wish list, but the ones that I chose would be Pink Velvet and Rose. I did see a lot of different lip swatches, which was very helpful. So this shade Pink Velvet is definitely more on the peachy side. They do have another shade in the lineup called Peach that is a little bit more like orangey on my skin tone, but on a deeper skin tone would look like a nice light peach. But here is Pink Velvet. I wore this with more of a warm tone makeup look and I loved it. And then Rose is what I'm wearing on my lips today. There's a swatch of Rose. I have a really hard time with pinks, and I actually find this to be a very flattering shade. So this is probably the closest formula alternative that I've found for the Makeup by Mario. It has like the similar packaging and a mechanism. I will say that these are a little bit thicker, not in a bad way or a goopy way. And the mint sensation is much stronger in this. I do feel that menthol cooling. I almost feel it in the back of my throat. It does not bother me, and I feel like it, you know, calms down a bit as you wear it. But if you found the menthol aspect of the Mario to be unpleasant, this is much more intense. So I did want to give you that warning. And I probably still like the Mario ones like a little bit more, but I think that these are great. Again, I definitely want to buy more shades. I would definitely recommend it if you are interested in this type of a formula. These do have great like medium opacity, this wonderful shine to them. They're not going to be the most long wearing, but I love that these don't feel gummy. For me, I had a little sample of the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip and it felt messy and gummy on me. These do not, so I think these are really great. And then my top 3 would be eyeshadow palettes. Coming in at number 3 is what I'm wearing today. This is the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. And my favorite shade in here would definitely be Vague. I love that type of color. And my feels on the formulas would be all the mattes here are regular mattes, none of that terrible creamy matte I hate, so that made me very happy. Then these shimmers here are like their regular shimmer formula. These 3 seem to be a little bit thinner and more sparkly, so a little bit more like a topper. And then these 2 here were a little bit more wet and packed more of a punch, which I love. I would have loved to have a few more of these, but I really did like the original ones too. I think that the more glittery ones did look pretty on the eyes, but I would rather have these shades in that form. But at the same time, I do feel like these are pretty toppery colors. So, I mean, I think she did a good job with all of that. And I don't know, I just feel like there could have been a little bit more variety in here. I would not have been interested in this palette if it wasn't for these 2 shades, but you guys know I like those type of colors. But I was really happy with the way that my looks turned out. I do think that they looked different, not vastly different, but different. So, you know, I'm happy that I have this one, but I don't love it as much as other people do. The palette that I ended up liking more at number 2 would be Natasha Denona My Dream palette. So in here you have 2 of those creamy mattes, which you guys know, like I just said, I don't really like that formula, but it works well for me in these deep colors because these are shades anyway that I would just be using on my lower lash line or maybe my outer corner, and that's how I use these, and it worked fine that way. And then you do have a matte black, which I did not use, but I think is good to have. I did use this dark brown on my lower lash line, and that was very pretty. You do have more of like the traditional shimmers in here. You have a duochrome. These are a little bit more of like the thicker, more like juicy ones. And then you've got some of the regular mattes. Of course, you guys know I love this shade, and this shade. But I was really happy with all the different looks that I created. I do think that there is a nice variety in here, but not so much variety that it looks totally random. I will say though that her new Mini and Dream palette definitely looks like it should be a mini I Need a Nude, just going off this shade Nurture, which there really aren't. I mean, these are kind of cool tone, but this is sort of like an outlier in this palette, so I thought that was interesting. But anyway, I really am happy with that palette. And then at number 1 is actually a palette that I ranked last month for using half of it, but I used the other half, so I wanted to show it to you and give it more love. This is the What's Up Beauty Dragon Eye palette. So I ended up using this green shade on Christmas Eve, And then I used all of the more cool tone shades in here. I will have my makeup of the days linked down below. This is an amazing palette. I definitely want to get more palettes from them in the future. These duochromes are so amazing. They're very pigmented, give a lot of beautiful foil and shift to the eye. The mattes were very pigmented and blendable, easy to work with. I have zero complaints about this formula, and I love the shades they have in here. I feel like you've got this sort of colorway and then this sort of colorway, which I think is perfect. I think it looks cohesive, but not too monochromatic, but not random. It's really amazing. Definitely recommend this for formula and colors. And I will link some makeup of the days for these palettes down below as well. But guys, those are my pretty quick thoughts on the new things that I tried out in December. I would love to hear your thoughts if you have tried any of these, and if you have any of these other products that are not palettes. I would love to know what shades you have, your experience with them. I would love to hear what you tested out for the first time in December and what your thoughts were. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.